Hello, my dear children. Can you continue the chapter How do plants propagate? Last class, we have discussed about vegetative propagation. That means new plants are growing from roots, stems, or leaves. That means not from the flowers or seeds. And we have discussed about the examples of propagation by stem, roots, and leaves. Today we are going to discuss about the propagation by flowers. You all know that flowers are the very attractive part in a plant. Flowers are the reproductive part of a plant. So in page number 153, there is a picture of a flower. You observe the figure and label its parts by using the keywords. There are 5 parts. 5 keywords are given. One by one we can understand the part. Receive pollen grain. From here, which part of the flower will receive pollen grain? I will give a clue. That is a female part. At the top of the female part, starting with S. Okay, these are the clues. So you identify the part which will receive pollen grain. Okay, you know that pollen grain is coming from the male part. So which will receive the pollen grain? It will be a female part. So top of the female part. One more clue I will give. You can see here at the top there are 4 female parts are there top. Okay, that part will receive. So you identify the part. The next one is colorful part. So here which is the most attractive part in a flower? The colorful part. You write the name there. And cover the bud. The protective part which is green in color here, which will cover the bud. So that you name the part. The next here, pollen grains are produced. You know that male part will produce the pollen grain. So which part of the male part will produce the pollen grain? Okay, you identify the part and write it here. Develop into fruit. Okay, here the female part, there are 3 parts in a female part. Okay, so last class video I have mentioned that pistil is the female part, top part is there, middle part is there, below one swollen part also there. Okay, the swollen part is the part where the fruit will develop. You can see here inside that swollen part small round like thing is there. Okay, so you identify the swollen part which will develop into fruit. This is your activity. You need to do it and send me the work. Now we can discuss some question answer which are given in your textbook. Observe the flower. Okay, you need to observe the flower, otherwise imagine a flower in your mind. Do you know where are the pollen grains are produced? In the flower, pollen grains are yellow in color. That last class we have seen many pollen grains. So pollen grains are present in which part of the flower? Okay, so that will be in a male part. Pollen grains are produced in anther of the stamen. So I have drawn a stamen there. Above the question you can see anther is producing the pollen grain. Stamen is the male part which contain anther and one long part is called filament, and above the anther will produce the pollen grain. Look at this flower. Here only focus the male part, that means stamen. Can you locate the anther of the stamen here, which is yellow in color, which contain many pollen grains? And if you observe it properly, you can see a red color filament also. So our answer is pollen grains are produced in anther of the stamen. Next question in the same page. Where are the seeds developed? The seeds are developed from ovule. Can you recall what is ovule? Ovule is a part in the female part of a flower. Pistil is the female part. The below portion of the pistil is called ovary, which contain ovule. Observe this figure. Can you locate the pistil of this flower? Pistil is the female part which contain the top portion, then the middle portion, then the bottom portion is called ovary. Okay, ovary inside you can see small ovules. Okay, this ovary will become into fruit, and inside the fruit there will be seeds. So ovule will become into seeds. So we got the answer. Ovule will become into seeds. We can see one more figure. So here it is labeled only the ovary portion which contain the ovule. We have discussed that after pollination only a flower can develop a fruit. So this is after pollination. The ovary contain ovule. You can see the ovary will become into fruit, and ovule inside the ovary, some ovules are here. That ovules will develop into seed. Okay, but some flowers will contain only one ovule. For example, mango. Mango flower will contain only one ovule. That's why mango contain only one seed. Okay, some other fruits contain many ovule. Okay, many seeds. For example, grapes and all will contain more than one seed. Okay, otherwise watermelon also contain more than one seed. So that is depends on the ovule inside. If a ovary contain only one ovule, there will be one seed. If ovary contain many ovules, there will be many seeds. The pollen grains from the anther reaches the stigma. You know the role of insects in putting pollen grains on the stigma. This process is called pollination. That already we have discussed. You have written in your notebook also. Can you list out the ways of pollination in different plants? So we know that some of the agents are there for pollination. Wind will help for pollination. Insects will help for pollination. Water will help. Animals like human being, dog and all will also help. Okay, birds will help. So here I have mentioned some of the example of plants which will be pollinated by wind, insect and water. There is no space to write some other examples that we can discuss in the live class. One thing I will tell, pollination by wind here, if the pollen grains are very light weighted, okay, then the pollination it will be with the help of a wind. Very light weighted, if the color of the flower is not that much attractive, then insects will not come to the flower. Okay, if the flower is not producing any nectar, insects will not be attracted. Okay, so in that case of the flower, wind will help for pollination. Okay, pollination means pollen grains from the male part to the female part. Okay, the next is insects. Insects will be going to the every attractive flowers to collect the nectar. So all the attractive flowers, insects are the agents for pollination. I have mentioned only few of the flowers here. The next is pollination by water. You know that aquatic plants, water plants are there which are growing in on the water. So their water will be a medium for pollination. Next is about when do flowers bloom. So we can read the story. We may purchase some golden shower plants. Amrin requested. Grandma, there are no golden shower flowers. Amar added. We can purchase a sapling. Grandma replied. There will be no flowers now. Can you find all flowers in all season? Why? No, we cannot see all flowers in every season. Some flowers bloom in all season like hibiscus, then rose flower, bougainvillea flower. These and all we can see in every season. But some other flowers are there. It will bloom only in a special season like golden shower. Okay, only during the Vishu season we can see that type of flower, and sunflower, that will be only seen in the season. Okay, so the next question, when do you have golden shower flower? It can grow during the warm climate. Okay, that means nearby the Vishu season, March to May. Can you find out more plants flowering only in this season? So I have mentioned some of the examples. You can discuss with your parents and give some more examples. Okay, mango. We know that mango and all will be available during our summer vacation. Okay, it will be growing in the warm climate time. Okay, so I have mentioned mango here. Watermelon also will be available during the warm climate, and sunflower also blooming on the same climate. Okay, so you can give some more examples here. Have you seen jackfruit flowers? I have written my answer. I have seen jackfruit flower. If you didn't see, you look at the picture. There you can see a flower. So when do they appear? During the warm climate, no? During the summer season, the summer vacation and all, we will be getting mango. So I have mentioned there during warm climate, March to June. So that during that month we will be getting this jackfruit. Can you explain why we haven't jackfruit throughout the year? Because it is a seasonal flower. Okay, so during their season only it will be available. What about mango tree? It grows during the summer vacation. So the next is the definition for the seasonal flower. You can see that some of the flowers bloom only in a particular season. They are called seasonal flower. Find out more examples for seasonal flower. So I have written some of the examples here, like mango, jackfruit flower, yellow shower, sunflower. These are the seasonal flower. Okay, you can write same flowers or you can write different flowers which are seasonal. Okay, what a variety of shoe flowers. That means the hibiscus flower. You can see the hibiscus flower here. The second picture is the hibiscus, which is very common in our area. There are variety of colors are there. White, yellow, rose, red, orange. How many colors are there? Also there are ixora flowers. You can see the first picture is the ixora flower. In different colors, ixora flowers are also available. Some are big and some are very tiny. Okay, some ixora will be some more bigger than this flower. Okay, next we have to buy some. They will give us flowers throughout the year. Grandma told that we can buy some ixora flower stem and all. Okay, otherwise then only we will be getting the flower throughout the year. Next is try to find out more plants having flowers throughout the year. So I have mentioned some of the flowers here. Shoe flower, ixora flower, rose, chili flower, beans and all are blooming throughout the year. Have you examined the number of petals in a flower? If not, we can do it that. Okay, so petals are the attractive part in a flower. So we need to count how many petals in a flower. So here you prepare a table and try to find out the number of petals in various flowers. So I have mentioned here some of the flowers. So we can just cross check whether you are getting the same number of petals. Okay, the fifth flower you can choose your own. Okay, which flower you like, that you can write it there. Okay, the first one is orchid. Orchid and lily, I think that these two flowers are having same number of petals, that is 3. Okay, those who are not having orchid, you can just check it, lily's flower. So you can count the petals. Jasmine, also you count it and write the number there. Hibiscus, chili, pumpkin and tomato, you just count it. Is it having the same number? You can write it the same number. If it is different number, you can mention it by using the comma. Next is marigold. So marigold, you try to count the petals. Okay, and the fifth flower is your choice. Flowers are purchased. When do we prepare floral carpet? So you know that in our school during Onam celebration we are preparing floral carpet and we have a competition item also. So I have mentioned here for Onam celebration. So next question, what are the flowers used for its preparation? You can write the name of the flower which we commonly use for floral carpet. Okay, you write it yourself. How do we get the flowers necessary for festivals? Okay, for festivals we need flowers. So, how do we get? From where we are getting? Where had they got flowers from for carpet making in their childhood? You ask your grandparents. Now we are getting flowers from the shop. We are purchasing from the shop. You ask your grandparents how they made the flower carpet. Okay, they will be having a different experience. You can look at the picture there. Maybe their experience will be like this. In the past, the children went out of the houses in the morning in search of flowers and collected flowers in Puvatti. They made floral carpet working together. So it was a joyful experience. They all will go with the container to collect the flowers. They will collect the flowers from their nearby house, and with that flowers they will make a floral carpet. Did you know that Tamil Nadu and Karnataka fields are the main source of Onam flowers? They cultivate different varieties of flowers for us. We depend on those people for celebration of festivals. See, our festival, our harvesting festival is Onam. Onam is one of the important festival. So, we are depending on other states for getting the flowers. What are the flowers we use in festivals? You can mention here. There are some more questions to do. How many days do these flowers thrive without withering? So some flowers are there, it will be stable in the plant for more than 2-3 days. Okay, so you can mention that type of plants which contain the flower which will not fall down fast. Okay, and next question, have you observed the flowers of pumpkin and brinjal? If you have observed, you can write it there, yes. How many days do they thrive? Okay, you can write if how many days the flower will be exist in a plant. Okay, you can write it there. Your experience, you can write it there. Find out more examples of flowers living only for one day. Some flowers are there which will be there for only one day. Okay, so like that some flowers are there, you just mention the flower. We can discuss in the live class. Observe the figure. Very attractive flowers are there. How many days do those flowers thrive without withering? So you just find out. Okay, find out which are these flower. Already written the name here. How many days it will be there in the plant. Try to find out more examples. If you know more flowers, you can mention here which will not fall down fast. Flowers are different. We know that flowers are different. What a beauty it is, Amri exclaimed. Each flower is different from the other. Can you say in which qualities do the flowers different? So here I have mentioned some of the different qualities of a flower. We know that flowers are different from one another. So we can write here the qualities of flowers, how they are different. Shape of the petals will be different. Okay, number of the petals and sepals will be different. Some flowers will contain only 5 petals. Some other flowers like rose flowers and all will have many petals. Sepals also same. So next is color of the petals. Some flowers will be having very attractive colors and some others will be having very light color or different colors. Then smell of the flower also will be different. Okay, size of the flower. Some flowers will be very small. We cannot see properly. Some flowers will be very big. Some will can be in medium size. So next is the story. We can read it. Ma, there are flowers in hanging pots. How beautiful are they? Amar shouted. They are orchids, grandma said. Orchid flower. Okay, orchid flower is one of the flower which will not fall down fast. It will be there in a plant for many days. Okay, you see their petals. How many petals are there? If you have orchid flower, we can count it. Okay, so you can count the orchid flower. How many petals are there? Okay, they are of vivid shape. Okay, V shape like that. They have three petals and three sepals. See, three petals only there and three sepals also. Sepals are also attractive in color and shape. Okay, here petals and sepals both are attractive in orchid. So the flower will be it will be attractive flower. You know, your aunt is cultivating orchids on the terrace of her house. She sells cut flowers. It is a good income to her, uncle said. You know that to make bouquet and all, we are using the orchid flower. It is little expensive also. So, if they are selling to others means it will be a good income. Plants cultivated for flowers. Can you say in which ways the flowers are used? So we are using flowers for different purposes. So here two purpose are already given. I have mentioned some more. Used for decoration. Yes, flowers are used for decoration. Used for making perfumes. Used as medicine. Some flowers are medicinal. And used as food. Cauliflower, banana flower that we are eating. Used in worships. In temple and all, these flowers are used for worships. Used in cosmetics. You know that for making some cosmetic items, the flowers are useful. The last two questions are, do we use flowers as food? Yes, of course we are using flowers as food. Try to list out the flowers that can be used for eating. I have mentioned two flowers which we are eating. So you can also mention some more. Then there are some let's recall questions. Fill in the blanks using the word in the help box. In the help box there are some words: sepal, ovary, anther, stamen and stigma. So first question, seeds are produced in dash. In which part of the flower seeds are produced? We have discussed that. You identify from the box. Okay, seeds are produced in where? Okay, inside which part of the flower? The second question, pollen grains are produced by. Which part of the flower is producing pollen grain? Okay, find out from the help box. Part of the flower where pollen germinate. Okay, here which part pollen grain will germinate means where it will grow or where the pollen grains will fall down. Okay, you can identify the part where which part of the flower will receive the pollen grain. Okay, third answer. Fourth one, outermost part of the flower. Outermost part of the flower which will protect. Okay, identify that and we can discuss in the live section. And match the following questions are there. Ovules, bryophyllum, onion, curry leaves, flowers. And in the next part, root propagation, stem propagation, fruits, seeds and leaf propagation. Try to match it and we can discuss it in the live session. Answer the following questions that I will give. Okay, and the D question, read the sentences and say true or false. Flowers are used to make perfumes. If you are thinking it is true, you can write it true. If you are thinking wrong, you can write it false. Okay, correct answer we can discuss later. Jackfruits can be seen throughout the year. Okay, you write your answer. In olden days, people depended on other states for flowers to make floral carpet. Petals are the most attractive part of a flower. Bougainvillea is cultivated by planting stem. Bougainvillea is a type of flower. Okay, the leaf will be colored. Okay, than the flower Bougainvillea. So it is telling that it is cultivated by stem cutting method, planting by stem cutting. All flowers are of the same size, shape and color. To try to do it yourself, and we can discuss in the live session.